Hey everyone, John here. Today I just want to share a little bit of my own personal story. Some of you may be wondering why I talk about digestive health or just content regarding health so regularly. Well, I grew up in a home with my grandfather. When I was growing up here in Taiwan, I saw my grandfather's health. T- it was just continuing to deteriorate over time. Okay, when you are dealing with health problems, you want to learn what are the root causes. Hi, Queenie. If you have any questions, just ask me. So, when my grandfather was getting sick, I was always wondering, all right, what's happening here? Why is this condition getting worse year over year? He went to the doctors, he went to see a lot of different professionals, but he wasn't getting any better. Now, you may be wondering the same thing as well. You might be dealing with different chronic diseases in your own family. And over time, you see your family members, they go to the doctor, doctors prescribe them a lot of medications, and nothing's working. They just get progressively worse, and something happens, go to the hospital, and that's the end of their life. Now, all my life, I've been wondering, how do I reverse things like this? When you're growing up, they always tell you that, well, you are stuck with this chronic disease. There's nothing that you can do to reverse. And those type of thoughts really infuriated me. So I wanted to discover if there are ways around it or if I could improve my own personal health. Now, I did take a little bit of a detour when I was growing up, but sometimes detours are actually helpful for you if you can see them in retrospect. Now, when I was 18 years old, I was very fortunate. I was able to work for a medical software company in North Carolina. North Carolina, there's a place called Research Triangle Park. You guys want to look at it and study the different companies under Research Triangle Park. There are many biomedical, there are many pharmaceutical companies, and that was kind of like my into this whole industry. So I was doing that from 18 to 22. I was part of this company. And the background story behind this company was absolutely crazy because it was such a unique experience. The person that invested in our company was a heavy hitter in North Carolina. His name was Dr. David Berry. Now, if you look up information regarding HIV/AIDS, Dr. David Berry, he was the guy that pushed AZT back on the market. Many people don't know AZT was a drug that was produced in the 60s for chemotherapy. It was proven ineffective, so they actually had to shelve this particular drug. Now, in 1984, there was a Robert Gallo conference, and that started to witch hunt this HIV/AIDS kind of a thing. They were like, well, we're seeing people with suppressed CD4 levels. What's the root cause? Well, they start to say it must be this HIV virus, right? So they were able to relaunch this AZT drug, or Retrovirr, in 1987. It's truly crazy because Dr. David Berry, he knew about Dr. Anthony Fauci back then, even back then. So that's how the story goes back. Now, when I was working at this company, I was very young. I was 18, 19 years old, and I had a lot of coworkers. They were already in their 30s and 40s. And I will have very interesting conversations with them because some of them, they've been around Research Triangle Park for quite some time. They've worked at different pharmaceutical companies. They've already, made a lot of money. And this one guy, he was someone I really respected. It's very tough for me to say, oh, I really respect this guy. He was somebody who I really respected big time. I won't mention his name, but he told me, listen, these pharmaceutical companies, they don't care they don't care what's going on. They only care about the profits. Okay. He told me to do a research on different pharmaceutical companies in the area, in Research Triangle Park. He says, you can go to these websites one by one and go study up on their vision statement. Go study up on their vision or mission statements. It says nothing about curing anything. They do not want to cure. It's all about disease management. You will find keywords on disease management, but it's never about curing because if they cure something, they won't be able to make any money off of it. And that stuck in the back of my mind because when you're 18 years old, you don't know anything about anything. You think you know a lot. But until you start to see and learn the people ahead of you, they've gone down that path, then you start to realize, wait a second, there's a lot of missing keys that I'm missing on this journey. Well, over the years, I've been very fortunate. It seems like looking at things in retrospect, I've always been prepared. The universe, you can call the Most High, whoever you call it. I would bounce into books, I would talk to different people, and I would read upon different topics. Let's just say back in 2015, I was helping out a Canadian company. They were selling health supplements as well. I was talking to the owners, and the guy told me that, hey, you got to look into vaccines, and you want to study them up. The book that he told me to read was Dissolving Illusions for Dr. Suzanne Humphreys. That was the first book that I read back in 2015 regarding this whole mess. So by the time it was 2020, I was already prepared. I was like, listen, this is a no-brainer. I know what they're trying to do. But for many people, they never really studied history. They never really look into, what really happened back in 1976 with the swine flu vaccine. Right? There's still a Mike Wallace 60 Minutes interview you can still find online. If you want to find that interview or you don't know where it is, just hit me up on DM. I can help you locate that video. So they keep on doing these cycles again and again. Every couple of years, you will find them running the same marketing campaigns. And their aim is to injure you, okay? They want to maximize lifetime customer value. The way that they do that is, well, if they eliminate you right away, they're actually disappointed. They want to drag you through mud for the rest of your life. So you have to tack on these different medications on your journey. You may be coming out with some sinus congestion. They have a medication for that, okay? Later on, you may have some rashes over there. Don't worry, they got some corticosteroid for that. But over time, you may be dealing with some elevated blood sugar levels. Okay, you're dealing with A1C measurements, or you're dealing with slightly elevated blood pressure. Well, they got medications for that. And now you're tacking on your list of medications increases year over year. Now, you really need to look into these pharmaceutical companies and how they actually produce these pharmaceutical drugs. Many of them, they are produced using petrochemicals. When you're using petrochemicals, you're just taking them in, your liver needs to filter out, and it's going to put a lot of stress on your liver to perform. And over time, you may be stuck with a lot of these different nodules. You can call it intrahepatic stones. What do you want to call them? And over time, your healthy liver is going to degrade. First, it's going to be a fatty liver. Then they're going to call it a liver fibrosis. Then they're going to call it liver cirrhosis. And they may put you on chemotherapy. They may put you on radiation because we're seeing abnormal growth. Oh, now you're in the trap. You're in a very, very deep trap, and you're not going to get out of it. So today, my video primarily to share a little bit of my own personal story. I didn't just waltz into this natural health thing right away. It was through many years of observation, from my own family members, and the opportunity, from 18 to 22, working at this medical software company. And I learned a lot. I'm so grateful that the company actually failed, because at that time it was very tough for us to sell that software to hospitals. A lot of these doctors, they saw our software as a threat. So to give you guys a little bit of idea what the company was about, it was called Therapy Edge. You guys can still find some information on this. If you go to archive.org, there's going to be some time Wayback Machine you can use. So the company was called Therapy Edge. It has something to do with artificial intelligence back then already. And as you know, iatrogenic medical errors is the third leading cause of deaths in the United States. It could be the first now. They were tired of settling for bronze. I think they want that permanent gold. Coming back to my company that was part of the company, they were doing AI, and they were able to go through tens and thousands of patient data in a short period of time. Because doctors, they don't have the time to go through that amount of patient data. So the goal of the software was to suppress viral load, right? To keep the CD4 level stable. And based on a person's medical condition, it could be a combination of drug-to-condition interaction, and you want to avoid drug-to-drug interactions, because many people, they're on so many different medications, they don't even know what they're taking. And over 20 years ago, it was more on a paper-based system. So that's a lot of burden for a doctor to go through all that. So trying to get all this paperwork digitized so the software can go through, all right, there are no drug-to-drug interactions, and looking at the drug-to-condition interactions, what type of comorbidities do they have? And from that, okay, based on those situations, we looked at 10 other thousand records, and based on that, we can identify specific cocktails or therapies. So that was the game they were playing, okay? Now, I no longer believe in that model. Many of my coworkers, they're still in that industry. They're much older now, but they're still in that industry. It's very tough for them to pull out of it, especially if that industry's been paying you so well. And so there are a couple of things I'm grateful for. Number one, even though I was part of the industrial medical complex from 18 to 22, the company failed. I'm not trapped within it. And then the last couple of years, especially 10 plus years, I've been studying natural health. I've been learning about how to clean my body on the inside, to really clean out the small and large intestines, getting the parasites out of the body. And since 2023, I've been flushing out gallstones out of the gallbladder, and also intrahepatic stones from the liver. There's so many things that you can do to improve your personal health, but you have to start looking at your physical body mechanically. Even your kidneys, there may be kidney stones inside your kidneys right now, and you can eliminate them if you put in the work. Now, nothing that I share is going to be an overnight process. Everyone, they have this, I want to solve this problem right now without effort. That's the enticing way a lot of marketing campaigns, they throw things at you. Oh, you don't need to exercise, you don't need to diet, you don't need to eat right. You can do some cosmetic surgery, or you do liposuction, we'll get that problem resolved. Or bariatric surgeries where people are cutting out pieces of their stomach so they have a smaller stomach. Listen, that stuff may work in the short term, but I know people that done bariatric surgeries and they are still struggling with weight. You always have to see the other side, right? Or people that do liposuctions where they do different forms of cosmetic surgeries, they have weight loss rebound with that as well. You guys can look online. So what can you do for the long haul to really improve your health? By cleaning out the small and large intestines, eliminating internal parasites. Many of you, if you're chronically constipated, you may be carrying over the waste material from 2024 into 2025. I'm not joking. Many of you, you have encrusted fecal matter in your colon, or there's a lot of waste material trapped inside your small intestines right now. Then you need to find a way to get all that waste material out. Not just the waste material you ate from food, it could be also microplastic, it could be a thick layer of chemicals, and that's going to cause inflammation inside the small intestines. Many people around my age, they already have a bloated stomach. They don't know how to get rid of it. Even they go to the gym, they have a personal trainer, they have a workout plan, and they're trying all sorts of different diet plans to get the body back into shape. These are only temporary solutions. You always have to think about, how do I resolve the problem at a very, very root level, at a very deep level? If people got their results just from nutrition, exercise alone, I won't be on YouTube, I won't be on Instagram sharing this stuff with you. The problem is always deeper. And every single year, you want to learn a little bit more. And it's not enough to learn, you have to apply. Oftentimes people say that, oh, I have a lot of free information I've downloaded online, a lot of free PDFs, and John is on here sharing information with me free online, well, you haven't invested in yourself. When you don't invest in yourself, it's just another piece of information that is sitting in the corner of your computer that you'll never use. Okay, so I highly recommend you guys send me a DM if you're serious about improving your health in 2025 and beyond. You want to improve the conditions of your internal organs, that is, getting the waste material out of the small and large intestines, eliminating internal parasites. It's about flushing out the gallstones from the gallbladder, and also intrahepatic stones from the liver, getting rid of kidney stones out of your kidneys, and there's so much more. There may be some blockages in the pancreatic duct. Though those things, I believe, they're natural ways to help resolve. And that's my own personal experience, how I've recovered my own personal health over the years. I don't have it all figured out. I'm still on the journey, and I'm still on the hunt for great information. Because you should never relax. You should always say, hey, there's always something more that I can learn, something more that I can apply. That's the attitude you should always have. And it's something that you must do on a consistent basis. Some people, they take this detox thing like, I'm just going to do this every once in a while, every 6 months. Listen, how often do you brush your teeth? You brush your teeth every single day, right? The frequency how you do your detox protocols, it's got to be more often than once every 6 months. I just highly encourage you guys. Hey, I want you guys to maximize everything you want to achieve in life. I don't care if that is financial goals. I don't care if that is vacation goals, okay, or your relationship goals. You need to have vibrant health to achieve all those goals. You need to have vibrant health to achieve your financial goals, your vacation goals, your relationship goals. Let me tell you, when you are under physical stress, when you're under a lot of health problems, it's very tough for people to love you. It's very, very tough for people to embrace you. There is a mentor, I consider him a mentor online, and he says that people will only love you when you're lovable. Okay? When you're under chronic pain, chronic discomfort, or you're just having a whole bunch of health problems and people have to come around and take care of you, you make it very tough for them because it's a lot of stress and burden. You could be the most loving person, all right? And that's fantastic. But if you're not taking good care of your health and it continues to deteriorate and you're not taking any action to improve your health, let me tell you, over time, that resentment is going to bleed in to the relationship. I know this is very tough for people to hear, and people don't want to hear this, but this is a reminder for myself to do everything that I possibly can to improve my health while I'm relatively healthy. I wasn't always healthy. I was definitely deteriorating. I was on a trajectory in a downward trend. It was horrible. And very gratefully, I've been working on myself over the years to get myself in an upward trajectory. I want to be looking forward to 2025, looking forward to 2026 and beyond. And to do that, I need to have vibrant health as the foundation to everything that I do. Okay? So today, I just want to share this quick story with y'all, and I want to open up for any questions that you guys may have. I don't think people are jumping on this call, so no worries. But I'm just going to let you guys take a quick look. So over here, a lot of y'all don't know. So over here, this is Research Triangle Park. Okay, this is in North Carolina. You can see this right here, Research Triangle Park. Our office was a 5-minute drive from Research Triangle Park. Inside Research Triangle Park, there are so many different companies that are dealing with biomedical applications, pharmaceutical applications. Now you guys take a quick look. So back in the 80s, it was Burroughs Wellcome. Then it became Glaxo Wellcome. And now it's GlaxoSmithKline, GSK. I don't think GSK is in Research Triangle Park anymore. I think they're somewhere in Durham. But all I am saying is, y'all, there is so much that we need to learn. We need to be appreciative Okay, we need to understand the pitfalls, because there are only pitfalls ahead. There are dead ends. The path that they lay out for you regarding how to recover your health, it's only a whole bunch of dead ends and detours. If they can keep you on that detour, if they can keep you going down those dead ends, they can extract more resources away from you, from your pocketbook. Okay? And to avoid that, you must do everything that you possibly can to learn about natural health. But not just learning about it, you have to apply, you have to do. Because these doctors, they cannot heal you. Okay, me, I cannot heal. You have to heal yourself. You have to detox yourself and let your body create the type of environment for your body to heal. So thanks so much for watching this video. I don't know who's going to watch this later, but I appreciate for any of y'all for jumping on the call. And if you have any questions, to send me a DM. Be happy to discuss any health challenge you may be struggling with right now. And I'm sure I don't have the answer for everybody. And if I don't have the answers, I'm going to refer to people on my network who may have the right formula, the right protocols to help you and lead you into a much better situation. Have a beautiful rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.